Hello there, beautiful, and welcome back to The Dark Alchemist. In today's Pick a Card reading, I'm gonna have a short and sweet message for you from your spirit guides. Let's start this off by becoming very present and grounded for this message today. We're going to start this off by taking 3 deep breaths in and out, and we're going to start with an exhale. So, exhale fully, and take a deep breath in, and out. And in. And out. Maybe even sigh it out a little. And a third deep breath in. And out. Okay. So as you can see, I have 3 piles for you today. And I have 3 flowers to choose from and 3 cards. I'm gonna pull these down, and as you can see, I needed to put a little tape on them because the meaning of the card is written on top of them, and I felt like for some reason today you're not supposed to see that. So for pile number 1, we have this beautiful tree spirit. For pile number 2, we have this beautiful tree spirit. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful tree spirit. And if you prefer to choose with other kinds of objects, like I said, you've already seen them, or 3 flowers. Pile number 1 is this light rosé flower. For pile number 2, we have this red voluminous flower. And for pile number 3, we have this pink flower. Now, I'm going to zoom in to our little picture for you in a moment. And I'm going to give you about 30 minutes of meditation. 30 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 seconds to a minute of meditation with some music. So take a couple more deep breaths, ground yourselves, and then see which pile or maybe piles you feel most drawn to. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down below. And I'll see you in your selected piles. So if you felt drawn to the first tree spirit, you see the keyword now, it's written as compassion. Welcome, welcome to your reading. We're going to draw 3 different cards for this reading. I pre-shuffled the decks already and I'm going to pull all of them and then we're going to go into the message. So I would first like to have one card, one message for our lovely pile number 1s. Okay, you got the card of opportunity for you. Move that over here. And then I have an oracle deck right next to me. Oh, by the way, in the bottom deck energy is a love. Wait, did you see that? Okay, I thought it didn't focus for a second. And then 2 from here. So 2 cards for pile number 1, please. 2. Okay, let me redo that. 2 cards for pile number 1, please. Okay, we're gonna pay attention to where they land as well. So this one landed on the opportunity. And this one is the 6 of challenges. Okay, I might actually pull one more for you. Can I get one more for this? Because this is a clarifier. Can I get one more for my pile number 1s, please? For the right side. Oh. That's like 6 or so. I'm not taking these. I said 1. Can you believe how sassy they are already? Thank you. And your bottom deck energy for this is the Ace of Spells. All right, let's have a look at this one as well, which is suspension. And you saw it was in reverse. So basically right side up. Let's start this off by looking and talking a little bit about this compassion card. Because when you look at this tree spirit, who is, by the way, the wild cherry tree spirit, you can see that this spirit is hugging themselves, right? They have their arms wrapped around themselves and are holding space for themselves. In terms of the colors, we have a lot of green going on, like green and a rosé color, which is connected to the heart chakra. Then we have the orange, which is connected to the sacral chakra, which is the seat of our emotions. And then we have the red at the bottom here, which is a representation of the root chakra. So this is the feeling of being grounded, but it's also the feeling of being safe and secure. Talking about from a survival perspective, being safe and secure in the material realm, I should say. What I find interesting for you here is that we have this paired with the opportunity card, which, let's have a look at this one, is a very positive card. It has, it's speaking about the cyclic nature of opportunities and the ebb and flow of gifts that are coming into your life. And when I say the cyclic nature, you see that the moon is highlighted here, right? And there is a cyclic nature to the moon. There is an ebb and flow to the moon. There is, when you're walking through the forest at night and you have the clear sky and the moon is shining, even as you're walking amongst the branches or underneath the canopy of the trees, there are areas that are more lit and areas that are less lit. And also, when you're walking through there is an ebb and flow of the light. So this speaks about the ebb and flow of opportunities in your life. This is paired with the 7 of challenges, right? That was a clarifier that I didn't ask for, but that came through very strongly. And you see when you look at this card that there are 3 foxes who are stealing 3 different things from the people who are inside of this wagon, inside of this trailer. And you see that it's set at night, the fire is almost burned down, and this theft is occurring at a time when the people inside of the trailer are resting, they are sleeping. they are in an unconscious state. They are in a state where they are very vulnerable, and that's when the three foxes come and steal something, take something away. So there is a feeling of people coming into your life, or an experience that you've had where people came into your life to take something from you, some opportunity, some kind of gift, some kind of skill has been taken from you. And there is a call for you to be compassionate with yourself now more than ever before. It's dealing with this loss. There is I'm hearing a loss of innocence that's happening on some level. There was more trust beforehand that you had in other people, and whatever happened shook your, how can I phrase that? It's almost like it shook your belief in humanity, or it shook your belief in other people. Meaning you trust people a lot less now because of that experience. And there's a lot of grief coming to the surface because of that. Simultaneously, because you feel like this opportunity has been taken from you, there is a lot of fear and panic happening, you see. And I find it interesting again that we have 4 here. Yeah, we have 4 here. When you see the 6 of challenges here, which is connected to the 6 of swords, you see that there is this, how are they calling it? They're not calling them fairies. I think they're calling them, well, it doesn't matter. I know that they're not depicted as elves in there. This wood dweller. Okay, we're gonna call them wood dweller. This wood dweller, you see, has been chased by the 4 wolves that are here, and has just managed to escape for a short period of time to climb and climbed into this tree. But you know it's only a short period of time, because at some point they need to go back down there and they need to face whatever happened, or not necessarily whatever happened, but they need to resume their movement. They cannot stay on top of this tree forever. So there is a challenge for the mind and for your thoughts to deal with the situation and to anticipate a way out. This is about finding a way out and feeling trapped. Feeling like whoever took this from you, it's like they're at your door again. It's difficult to find a solution or create a solution when your mind is so frantic and panicked. The act of self-compassion that you're being asked to partake in right now is to, you see that here, is to cocoon yourself a bit. To cocoon yourself a bit and to take care of yourself. Because when you look at this hanged man, that's the card here, when you see this person embedded in this amber here with the dragonfly as well, it's almost this imagery of returning to womb, the safety of your own cave, to restore and replenish and transform you and your energy. There is a healing period ahead for you that is connected to understanding why these things were taken from you and what it means for you going forward, how you can trust people again, and also how to trust your own intuition. Because going through that kind of situation, it's like you started to doubt your own perception a lot, because you didn't see it coming. You anticipated something else to happen, so it really shook you to your core. Yeah, that's the right phrasing for it. It shook you to your core on all different levels, and you need to relearn to trust your own perception. Even when you look at this this cherry spirit here, you see that the eyes are kind of open and almost looks like she's in shock, or they're in shock and looking looking at what happened. And let me actually read, because there's something written on the back. We got conflict may push you to over-identify with one side of an argument at the expense of the other. Stay open and compassionate to all sides and allow your heart to guide you towards harmony. There are so many perspectives to this particular situation. And not all of you, but quite a few of you have been focused on what you did wrong. And I feel like you've been looking at your own, how can I phrase that? You've been overthinking it. And you've been taking things on, or like taking the responsibility for that kind of situation on when there is no fault, or like you've done nothing wrong in order to experience that. Do I want to pull one more card for the reason? I feel like there's one more card that wants to come through. See me breaking all of my rules of 3 cards. One card, please. For the reason. 2 cards. Okay, that's fine. So we have the oldest one. And we have 8 of Visions. Part of your soul contract coming here is to release fear and to no longer move forward in your life from a place of fear. That's what we see with the 8 of Visions here. It's like you see the fog that's going on, and this is a fog of fear where the people don't know which way to turn, what to do, and everyone's kind of like just frantically running around. And with the oldest one, this speaks about the wisdom. So this experience happened, or these experiences have happened to teach you how to experience something challenging and simultaneously learning how to move from a place of love and trust and compassion regardless. And that is your lesson with this. That is your lesson with this. I feel like, yeah, the cocooning, that's the rebuilding phase. You will know when it's time to go out and meet people again and reconnect again. Because you see here with the 6 of Challenges, right? Like that's something that's coming. And the last message that wants to come through is to trust your own perception above anything else. And I don't mean that from an ego perspective where you're right and everyone else is wrong. That's not what I'm saying here. I am saying that your experience of and perception of whatever happened is valid and true to you. And it is grounded in the prior experiences that you've had in your life. So, of course, you've seen things in a specific way. The same way that the other people who were involved have their own perspective of the situation based on their own upbringing and their own prior experiences. It's like you have different lenses that you're looking at or looking through. Different lenses in your glasses that you're looking through when you look at this situation. And neither one of you is wrong. It's just a different lens. And if you can allow yourself to acknowledge and trust your feelings and just focus your energy on nurturing yourself, it will bring you into a place where you will feel that it's a lot easier to move and return to a place of trust because you have been building a foundation or a feeling of self-trust. You know, let's say you want to cook a healthy meal for yourself, and then you continually are not cooking a healthy meal for yourself. It's difficult to build that kind of self-trust. So it's about, to give you a practical step, making some small promises to yourself or some small actions that you can take that make you feel nurtured, that make you feel nourished and taken care of, and then just following through with that. So they want you to turn your focus completely away from all of that and just focus on yourself and your own energy. And I feel like that is all that you need to know for right now. Okay. Okay, they said one more thing. They said you're doing a good job. Keep going. Okay, my lovely Pandora ones, I hope that this was helpful for you. And I do need to tell you that I have a Reiki video coming up next week connected to releasing and healing negative self-talk, you know, like the little voice in your head that keeps telling you all of these things, or that keeps bringing up memories that didn't go as planned. It's gonna come out next week. If it's out already, I'm gonna pop it in the description box down below, maybe a pinned comment, but just so you know, that's something that's coming and it could be beneficial for you. Okay? Take good care of yourselves, and I hope I see you soon again. Bye. If you felt drawn to this lovely second tree spirit, which is the horse chestnut, yeah, the horse chestnut tree spirit with life lessons, welcome to your short and sweet reading today. We're gonna talk about this card a bit more in a moment, but let me draw some additional cards first, okay? I wanted to mention that this is the poppy, and I feel like this is going to be important in a moment. Not sure why I pre-shuffled the two decks that I have right next to me. So first, one card, immediately cracked open. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Okay, and this in combination with the life lessons already tells us quite a bit. Bottom deck energy is big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. But more than anything, I'm drawn to this portal here, to the mirror image and the portal. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. And then I'm gonna ask for one clarifier for the cracked open card. Just one, thank you. We have the Child of Visions. Okay. And then I'm gonna ask for 2 to 3 action cards. We're gonna call them action cards. Advice cards. Okay, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Thank you. Bottom deck energy, 5 of challenges, which is the 5 of swords. Okay. And we have the Seeker of Challenges. The path is blocked. Okay, interesting. We have the 4 of Visions. And we have the 7 of Challenges. Okay. Give me a moment, please. I see that your energy feels a bit split right now. There are almost like 2 sides within you fighting against each other. Or maybe not fighting against each other, more like quarreling with one another, you know, like a little wrestling match. And we see that already depicted in the 2 sides here, in the 2 cards here. I mean, obviously, let's talk about the life lessons for a second. There is something big that you're learning right now. Let's read what's written on the back. You may be making the same mistake over and over again and never seem to learn from the experience. Ruminating thoughts can creep in and monopolize your mind, affecting your self-expression. Be patient with yourself while you analyze your thoughts and actions to chart a new path. And what I find really interesting is that we see, I said the path is blocked, right? We have on this side, the challenges are correlating to the suit of the sword, which is a representation of the mind. And we're going to start actually with on this side, and then we're going to talk about this one, because this is a representation of how you've been moving through your life so far, and this is the new thing that's coming through. And it's like these two sides are fighting right now. We have the Seeker of Challenges, and you see already that there's a path forward here, but it's blocked by this knight. And it's not a friendly kind of knight. He's not on your side. He's not your ally, and he's literally blocking this doorway. Like, you cannot pass through here, nor should you want to. Not necessarily, I mean, that should all over you, okay? Nor do you want to. You see in the back, everything is kind of foggy here as well. So there's nothing to gain here. There's nothing, no clarity to be found here when you walk forward this path. And this is connecting to a specific kind of mindset or a specific kind of thought pattern that you have. This thought pattern is connected to I need to show you the four visions to explain this. This mindset or this kind of pattern is connected to hyper-focusing on what goes wrong in your life. There is a proclivity that not only you have, that almost every human has, because this is quite literally how our human brains work, a tendency to focus on the things that go wrong. It's a very old survival skill for the human brain that it developed, you know? It's like when you meet a tiger once and you find a way out, you remember everything that happened in that particular situation and the actions that you needed to take in order to come out of that. So there is a natural inclination for the human mind to remember negative experiences and every single details about it, because obviously you're here right now, so you made it out. And there is a projection of the past into the future as a way to prepare. You know, the mind likes to project in order to prepare for danger. And if I came out of that particular situation in this particular way before, then surely I can get out of this in the same way again. So this is where this four vision comes in, because you see here, there are all of these magical things happening around. You see that there is this beautiful kingfisher here. You see that there's a dragonfly up there. There is even a butterfly right on the knee of this person sitting here by the water, and they're not paying attention to any of it. They're feeling like their cup is half empty rather than half full. And you're being called to shift your mind, shift your mindset to notice the things that are still good in your life and the things that are working in your life, working out, feeling good, the good that's around you, the beauty and nature that's around you. Can be as simple as you going outside and maybe you're in a park and you see the sunlight filtering through the trees and it just looks really beautiful, and you have a peaceful moment there, you know? Or I mean, you're on YouTube right now, so maybe right after this you might want to listen to some river stream, a peaceful kind of river stream. I actually have one video for you in mind. I'm gonna leave it in the description box. You can have a look at it if you want to. And just spending some time listening to the nature sounds and allowing yourself to be, and allowing yourself to feel what it does to you in terms of your feeling of wellness, to receive that kind of soundscape, or to receive this kind of atmosphere. Shifting your mind to noticing all of the beautiful things that are present, the free things, like the flowers blooming. We're if you're in the in the northern hemisphere, you're moving into spring right now. All of the flowers that are popping up everywhere. There are so many things in life that are beautiful and that don't cost any money, because I feel like money is a topic that is connected to this here right now. Allows you to be open to receiving more. There is something to be said here about the 7 of challenges. Let me take a sip of my tea. Okay, that's much better. You are being asked with the 7 of challenges here. You see that there are 3 foxes that stole 3 items or 3 belongings of the people that are currently sleeping in this wagon here, right in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night. They planned this. This was a strategic attack. They were cunning and waiting for the right time for the people to be properly asleep in order to come in and take what they wanted to. What you are being asked to do here is to revise your strategy. Revise the strategy of the way in which you move through the world, the way in which you look at the world. It's like I said, and I want to emphasize this one more time, it is a part of the human nature or the human inclination of the human brain to overly attach themselves and focus on all things that were going wrong or all things that also could possibly go wrong. It's the mind's way of trying to prepare itself for whatever may be ahead. And I'm not saying that you need to run through the world in a very naive manner and not prepare yourself for anything. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is look at what this strategy of moving through life, like how does it feel for you? Do you feel comfortable doing that? Does it feel good for you? What's your general mood like every day? Also, when you wake up in the morning, do you feel excited about life? Do you feel like there is good ahead for you? And if you don't feel that way, and I feel like you don't necessarily feel that way, ask yourself which kind of actions you could take to shift out of that particular kind of mindset where you always feel like whatever you want is blocked off, like you cannot achieve whatever you desire. Where is this little screw that you can screw out and reassemble all of the pieces? That can look like going to a healthcare professional of your choice, such as a therapist, to find better ways of coping with the state of the world right now, because the world feels like it's a bit on fire everywhere, to put it mildly. It could also just be to go to a therapist and find, or to a coach to find, or do a course. There are so many opportunities and possibilities to find a way that, or coping mechanisms that are more supportive for you and make you more optimistic about your life, where you're at and where you're going as well. On the other side of, like I said, you have these 2 energies that are fighting. And when I say these 2 energies are fighting, it's like this is the old way of moving through your life and there's a new way already emerging. And what I said right now about finding these finding the support that you need, whether that's paid or you're finding something free that connects with you online, such as doing something like sleep affirmations on YouTube about being more optimistic. There are a lot of things that you can do already without needing to pay any money. But you need to be willing to take that kind of action, or to take those kind of actions. If you want to release something, you might even want to look into EFT tapping. Yeah. On the other side, which is something that you've already started to notice in like bursts here and there, It's like a back and forth. This feeling of being cracked open, it's less about what's written underneath here, like the rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. It's less about this, it's more about the imagery. And you see here, it's like a human where the outer shell of this human got cracked open, and what's coming forth is a crystalline light body. It's the soul essence that comes through, the lightness that you actually are. Also speaks about the shift in consciousness of knowing that this universe is abundant and you are a part of this universe, therefore you are abundant yourself. And this is an energy that has been pouring forth in your life and in your consciousness continually for quite a while. And there are periods in your life, at the moment it's been more like a couple of days here and there rather than weeks or months, where you feel like you are living more from this light energy, this light vibration, which would translate itself to being optimistic, to feeling like you are safe, to feeling like you are taken care of, to trusting that the plan that is in place will guide you where you need to go. All of these lighter energies have been present with you for like days on end, and then something comes up or something unexpected happens and you all of a sudden feel like you are being pushed back into this old kind of energy, and you've been also kind of confused about that. Like, what's going on? I've been taking these actions and now this is coming up, and anytime something like this is coming up and it shifts you into this old mindset, you also stop taking the actions that you've been taking when you felt good. It's almost like the actions that I've been talking about, like the affirmations and, for lack of better term, raising your vibration or raising your energy, are things that you are very comfortable with undertaking when you feel good, when you already feel good, and they feel next to impossible to do when you feel like that, which is understandable. And at the same time, these kind of actions that you've already been taking that have been working for you are the quickest way to shift yourself out of this energy back to this one. So let's look at the Child of Visions. Now, you see this Child of Visions here. They are running through this rainy forest, and in this particular deck, this Child of Visions got abandoned in the forest. Now, you might not know that they are abandoned in the forest just by looking at them, because they feel and look so delighted and happy. And what may seem like a scary situation for someone from the outside looking in at what's going on there, this child feels delighted and playful. They are running around, they're noticing how beautiful the rain feels on their skin, or like how refreshing it feels, how beautiful the raindrops glisten in the spider web here, and they're noticing all of these little signs and synchronicities along the way. There is a parallel to your life and events that are happening in your life, where with this, like, coming back to the rock bottom that's written down here, looking at it from the outside in, it looks scary, and people have a lot of opinions on the kinds of actions that you should be taking, and the kinds of opinions that people have on the actions that you should be taking are coming, number one, from a place of fear, and number two, they are coming from a place of being overly focused on the mind, like the logical kind of steps. Whereas the time that you are shifting into and the way of moving that you are shifting into is this light being, and this light being is not guided primarily by their mind. They use their mind when they need to, of course, but they are guided by their intuition, which is a very different way. It's a very playful, light kind of energy, like this Child of Visions, instead of focusing on everything that went wrong, they're focusing on all the things that are around that are enchanting and magical and beautiful. And what this creates is it creates a lightness in the mind, and it also creates the opportunity for more creative solutions to come into your awareness. You know, it's difficult to receive true guidance and to receive creative insights when you are in a state like this. This is not a problem-solving kind of energy. This is the energy of my life is going to continue going downhill. You know, whereas this kind of energy of just this playful kind of creativity is seeing an opportunity in every situation and being more playful and curious around, like, oh, what I'm guessing, I'm curious to see what I can learn from this right now. And when you take that kind of approach into the life lessons that you're learning at this present time, and you allow yourself to shift more deeply into this and supporting yourself with the actions that you feel called to take, you will gradually shift into being more and more present in this energy until eventually you will be present and living from this energy entirely. Okay. So that was the reading. That was a reading for you, my lovely pile number 2s. I do want to let you know that next week I have a Reiki video coming out to help you heal negative self-talk. And looking at this kind of energy that you got going on here, it seems like it could be very beneficial for you. So it will come out next week. If it's out already, you will find it in the pinned comment down below, and probably also in the description box. If it's not out, you know it's coming next week. And have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope I see you soon again. Bye. If you felt drawn to the third tree spirit, the tree spirit of awakening, and it is the Robinia, which, it's almost time for them to be in bloom again. And I don't know if you've ever smelled them, but they smell like sweet honey. Super, super nice. Okay, getting sidetracked already. This is your reading with the Awakening card, and you see I have 2 decks, or like you see 1 deck, but both are pre-shuffled already. And before we get into this reading, I'm gonna draw some cards, shall we? So 1 card from this deck, please. 1 card from this deck, please. My lovely pile number 3s. Oh. Okay. Bottom deck energy, Meraylah. Creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Ooh, that's a premise, all right? I'm not gonna look at this one now. I want 1 clarifier for whatever this is, please. 1 clarifier card, thank you, which is the 3 of Visions, a card of celebration. Hey, this is looking interesting. And then please give me 3 cards for this side, like 3 action steps, if you will. 1, number 2, and number 3, please. Thank you. It's a bottom deck energy. Oh my god, the 6 of spells. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to take this as well. Wow, stop it. Underneath the 6 of spells, you have the Green Mother. And the reason that I'm reacting the way that I am right now is because, listen, the Green Mother here, she is, she is a mother, but you see here the 6 of spells as well. There's like a wizard that's taking care of hatching all of these little wyverns, these little, not the wyverns, or is it a wyvern? Yeah, a wyvern, 2 legs. Fire drake. Sorry, a fire drake. Hatched this fire drake, and it's taken a lot of time and care and energy in order to be able to hatch it. So all of the other wizards are around congratulating this one. You know, like congratulating the wizard for being able to complete such a challenging task. All right, and the mother is another nurturing kind of energy. And okay, I'm gonna stop. We're gonna actually look at what you got. I also feel like, because I'm speaking faster than I did before, I feel like things are speeding up in a very positive way. Like the energy is speeding up. Okay, we got Meraylah. Who or what is triggering you? Ooh. Who or what is triggering you? Okay, and we have the Three of Visions, the three bears coming together with the celebration. We have the Keeper of Spells. She's a fire mage. We have the Six of Boons. We have the Enchanter's Wheel. The Enchanter's Wheel. And this one, I'm gonna just place this over here because we have more space over here. Give me one moment to sit with this. Okay, your guides are saying that you're hatching. You are being prepared to hatch. This is the hatching process. We got the card of Awakening, which of course, awakening, you could also see it as an act that's cracking open, or yeah, because it's like a broadening of perspective, being able to see things that you haven't seen before. You also see here that this tree spirit has their gaze up to the ethers, up into the sky, up to the universe and anything else that's around in the cosmos. And with this feeling of, or this message of who or what is triggering you, this kind of mirror image, this is a refinement of your energy to prepare you to hatch. It's like any time that something or someone is triggering you or is mirroring perhaps a particular kind of action that you've done or that you are doing, it's good to ask yourself what is actually triggering about this interaction, for example, and then ask yourself, turn it back towards you, that's the mirror kind of quality, and ask yourself, in what ways have I maybe not shown up for myself here? Or in what ways am I not showing up for myself? To turn that kind of trigger point around and looking at the ways in which you maybe have treated yourself less well than you would like. This is the biggest part of the message for you, is what I just said. We will move forward. There is a celebration with the Three of Visions here, because your guides are celebrating that you are at a point in your life and a point in your consciousness now that you are able to hold that space for yourself. Because a few years ago, you would not have been able to look at a triggering situation in the way that I just described. You would have been more like a black and white kind of thinking of they're bad, I'm good, or I'm bad and they're good, that kind of thing. And now it's you've gotten a lot more nuanced with all of this. And they are celebrating you together with you and for you. There is a coming together. You might even, if you have maybe one or two friends who you feel very close to, or other loved ones that you feel very connected to, that are a safe space for you to go to and talk about these things. Maybe you want to take one or two of these situations to your friends or to your loved ones and maybe just mull it over, because I feel like a huge part of your processing power lays in conversation and having a lot of realizations through conversation with other people. So that's an advice that's coming through here. If that's challenging for you, you could replace that kind of conversation either by processing things out loud. You might even want to take your phone and put the voice memo on and just start talking as you would talk to a friend, as you're just processing things out loud and allowing your stream of consciousness to just come out and flow through. You can even ask some questions like, why do I feel like this is happening? Is this a situation that reminds me of another situation in my life, or what are the ways, like what's the core emotion that I felt in this interaction that was challenging, and what other ways am I feeling this, or in which other areas of my life am I feeling this emotion right now, etc. So you might even want to process this out loud. I'm going to say journal just to complete this kind of message, but I really do feel like the verbal processing things out loud is very important for you, because you might even want to listen back to your own voice message, the voice memo, I mean, you know? Okay. With this Six of Spells, which was underneath the deck, and underneath the deck, bottom deck energy is always like the overarching theme for all of the other ones, which is why that's important. And I said this is the hatching, right? And you see the fire drake. Oh, my light is really in the way of this. I am so sorry. Okay. You see that the fire drake is hatched here. And what's funny is that this keeper of spells here, they also have a fire drake as a familiar. And this fire drake, this kind of fire energy, is something that they summon from within themselves. There's a very strong foundation that this keeper of spells has within themselves to generate willpower, to generate passion, to generate ideas, to generate drive. This is someone who doesn't need external forces or external tools in order to create magic. What this means for you and in your life as you are navigating your way through this kind of awakening process and learning what it means for you, you know, like these kind of situations and what the message is for you in your own life. As you're moving through that and learning more about that, you're awakening more to your own power, and you start to learn to seek your own counsel first. There is a shift in perspective, almost a shift in. Oh, it's difficult to put this kind of energy that they're bringing forth into words. It's not that you're never asking anyone for counsel anymore or for advice anymore. It's not that. It's just that you trust yourself and your own perception and your own intuition about what's going on, more than you would trust someone else saying something that's not aligned with you. You know, there is a reclaiming of power. Thank you, guides. There's a reclaiming of your own power here. With the Six of Boons, this is a direct message from your spirit team, because you see here this woman, she is barefoot. You see it's the middle of winter and she ran away from home and she needs to sleep in the woods and she's super cold. She left in such a hurry that she didn't even have time to put her shoes on, and she is freezing. And a miracle happened where in the middle of the night, all of these bunnies came, which is a representation of your guides, but can also be, of course, the aid of your guides in physical form coming through to other people in your life, coming in and warming you when you most need it. You are safe. You are supported. Anytime that you need support, it will arrive at exactly the right moment for you, at exactly the right time. You are not alone in this. This process of awakening, this cracking open of the egg, is in and of itself a bit of an isolating position, because this is about you, your energy, your soul, your perspective, your path. And while it may be solitary in the beginning or for a moment, it's not solitary forever. There is a learning process of learning how to create your own fire and managing your own fire, managing your own energy, your own drive. There is a song that I need to share with you. I need to write it down for a moment because I'm gonna put it in the description box for you under resources, so you will find it there. But there's a song, and it has a teaching in it from. I'm just hearing like the last sentence that's said in the song, which is that for all of eternity, this is what humans will do. We will just sit around the fire. Sit around the fire, and there is a story in there about gently like prodding the embers and like reigniting the fire. Sit around the fire. I'm gonna leave it down below for you. You need to listen to it. Yeah, you need to listen to it. It's a song, but it has teachings from a spiritual teacher, and right now I can't even think of the name. I know the name, but right now it doesn't matter. It's gonna be down below for you, okay? But there is something about learning or like developing the skill of reigniting your own fire that needs to happen first before all of the tribe can come in. Before all of the tribe can come in. Which again doesn't mean that you're like completely isolated and no one is there whatsoever. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you get the drill, okay? And with the Enchanter's Wheel here, this is the card of the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning continuously, and the wheel has turned continuously. There are quite a few triggering experiences ahead for you and already happening in your life. And this is to cycle through and to cycle out. And you see the cyclic motion is present also in this fire drake here, right? Like the cyclical nature. And this little spiral that you got going on there, it's present here as well. And it's even depicted in here. The cyclic nature. Situations may arise again that you've experienced before. And they will experience, or like they will come up before to give you the opportunity to look at this kind of mirror image and what it actually tells you. And it will help you and give you an opportunity to turn the wheel into a different direction, right? When a situation arises and you react differently and in a, I'm going to say healthier way than you did before, for you, what you will do is you will turn the wheel in a different direction. It's like the cycle. It's almost like a train track. Like whenever a situation like this arises and you have a different approach to it, a different reaction to it, a different way of handling it, I should say. That's the best phrasing. A different way of handling it. And this handling the situation is guided by yourself, by your own, like coming, handling the situation from a centered and grounded place in yourself, because that's what this Keeper of Spells is representing. You're shifting to a different train track that's going in a different direction, in a more positive direction for you. Yeah. Is there something else that you want me to share? I said no. All right. Well, for this triggered energy here, I'm going to leave a Reiki video in the description box for you that can help you to, I'm going to leave 2 things for you. They're moving very fast right now and just popping the ideas in. That's why I got stumbled. That's why I'm stumbling. Okay, slow down a bit, please. So I'm going to leave 3 resources. I'm going to leave 3 resources in the description box for you. The first one is a Reiki video that I recorded a while ago to help you process emotions, and it's about emotional healing. Because when this mirror energy is happening or these situations arise, very triggering, meaning a lot of emotional turmoil. It's something that you can put on to nurture yourself, return to a state of calm. I also am going to leave an EFT tapping video for you to help you release and process through your emotions if you need some assistance with that. And the third one that I'm leaving is a video with a sleep meditation to help you release emotions. Okay. That's it. They're quiet now. All right, my lovely pal number 3s. I hope that this was beneficial for you. And yeah, I hope to see you again. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.